Sorry, that's a surprise.
No worries.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
let's start.
Yeah, let's get going. Jared, do you mind? Do you know Julia already? I assume. Seems like
Actually, no, I was on that last planning meeting, but I got there late, so I didn't really know much about the group. But
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
Awesome. Even
um,
better.
so yeah, I just finished well, I'm still in my second year of neuropathology fellowship, um, but like we do research for the last 5 months of it, and I'm just going to continue that on to do postdoc type research. And yeah, one of my projects is digital. It involves digital pathology, so I figured this would be a good group to join.
That's awesome. And where are you? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Brigham and Women's
Oh,
and
great.
Dana
You're in
Farber.
Boston.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Where are you all?
So I'm here at MGH.
Cool.
I'm originally a head and neck surgeon from Germany. Finished all my training and fellowship and like boards there, and then moved here to MGH to do my postdoc in molecular pathology. So quite drastic change, but I'm very happy here. And
awesome.
Yeah, and I'm in a doctoral program at Yale.
Oh, cool.
I'm doing computational biology, more so with pathology images. And I spent some time with the FDA, so a lot of work in software validation and kind of applying that to digital pathology algorithms. So,
okay.
So we're trying to kind of, I guess, Julia, want to get into it?
Yeah. Yeah, I can give you like a little bit of overview. So there's a third person missing in our, I can't even say, I've been trying to give us a name, like if we're the first members or the founders, or I guess we're a little bit of everything. So we're trying to push this forward, the trainees group. And so far it's us, and hopefully it's going to be you, Jared.
Okay.
And Kingsley, who is a resident in pathology in Houston, Texas, he can't make it because he's actually studying for the boards right now, and he's going to take them very soon. So he apologizes for not being here. So I guess we have two scopes, and hopefully we can work on that a little bit today. So what we're basically looking for is to provide a trainees group, or we're looking for trainees that are interested in regulatory sciences, like in general. And I know that's a very broad term, but we're looking for, well, pathology residents and fellows, graduate student, postgraduate educational, like people. So I think a good mix and variety of people from all kinds of backgrounds in terms of members, but then we at the same time encourage everyone, and we're specifically looking for that as well, for experts who can teach what we want to try to educate people in. Because I mean, a lot of times you're in an educational program and you are confronted with regulatory sciences every single day, but to our knowledge, there's not really a perfect specific program for that. So I think that's what our main aim and scope is. I think, hey Joe,
everything good?
Yep, works well.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, just check in.
Awesome, good to see you. So we want to cover a couple of practical aspects. Interactive seminars where we're not looking for someone who's presenting and then everyone is just applauding and that was it. We really want input, and we want people to network and communicate and work on projects. And one very specific, for example, is you have a talk, you have to give a talk or a poster presentation. We would offer to review that, go over that, not in terms of like the data or anything, but really like give you tips, try to brainstorm together how you could deliver your data the best way, things like that. Then also offer yeah, technical projects, for example, working courses where we really want to deliver like very specific skill sets that don't have to be in front of like the entire group, but more like subsections. And then we want to like offer some sort of, yeah, like I said, building a network, not only with your future colleagues, but also with that you're going to have access to an expert group that is going to lecture. I mean, I wouldn't go like the term mentoring is a little tricky here, but really that you have a good set of experts that you can talk to, you can ask for their opinions even outside that group. So really building a good collaboration within this trainee group. And concrete relevance for daily activities, building your own collaborative network. I talked about that. And then also having things like maybe like something like a science slam, you know, where you could just, I don't know, hang out, have a beer, and somebody presents something that is of like mutual interest. And today what we're hoping to do, and maybe you can help us with that, to really set our scopes and aims for that, because I think we got a good idea what we want to do, but really like practical aspects. How do we get to start? How do we attract new members, for example? Because as you saw in Joe's pie chart, we're lacking a little bit of like pitching points, I guess. And we think it's of high relevance, but it needs to be, yeah, I think it needs to be more transparent what we're doing and how we can, like, I don't know, achieve that. That'd be great. So we have our scope list here that we can, I don't know, maybe optimize, because that's what's going to be on the website ultimately. What we did on our end to kind of start this whole thing is we made 2 surveys in that we want to give to, like, maybe post on the website as well. One for trainee group members and one for experts. So whoever feels confident lecturing in one specific field, for example, we encourage to join the expert group, but that is not mutually exclusive. Like if you're a member, you can also be an expert, of course, in some sort, in some field. I don't know. I think this is what we did so far. So we were thinking that we could maybe encourage you to take the survey, both of them ideally.
Okay, not a problem.
And maybe we can, maybe we can start with our like content, website content, or basically like scope content first. So, and then afterwards we can maybe go to the survey, or if you want to take the survey first, I mean, that's totally fine. It only takes like 5 minutes, I would say.
I mean, I can do that right now if you wanted me to. Is there any way to have those links like copied into the chat or something?
Of course. Now my chat disappeared. Oh my God.
Hi. You get a notification here.
So this is the first one. Let me know if that works.
Yeah, it worked.
All right, awesome.
So yes, take the survey.
All right, yeah. That's great. Sarah, do you have... Sorry, say it again, Jared.
I was just gonna say, is there anything else we could discuss while I'm doing this?
I don't think so, but it really, like, Joe would always say, like, he wants to play some elevator music. I don't really have that. I can play some metal, but
it's okay.
We could work on or discuss briefly. I was thinking about slide 3, Julia, in which we're talking about our target audience there. Could you pull up slide 3? Yeah, there. My thought is pathology residents and fellows, grad school students, post-grad education individuals, what about even younger folks that are looking to enter their
Mhm.
first position in industry,
Oh, yeah.
or that are looking to
Yeah.
enter graduate or doctoral level secondary education, um, specific to this field?
No, I think you're right. I think we're going too much through the academic pipeline, and that usually takes longer. So I think you're absolutely right. I think we're forgetting about like the rookies that are really less like skipping all of that, like our 20 years of training. Yeah, no, that's a very good point.
In the people in the cohort, very small cohort of people that I've met that in industry work in regulatory sciences, they kind of fell into it like accidentally almost. And they found it later in life or
Mm.
after they had already started in industry for a little while in some other role. So
Mhm.
I wonder if we couldn't, start it a little sooner. And then maybe that's an opportunity for our membership in the alliance, like in the greater alliance that does represent those industry partners. Maybe they could, I don't know, talk about the roles that they have available to people who want to get into
Mhm.
space like
Yeah, basically,
that.
yeah, building and I mean that should be fairly easy then. I mean, if you have, yeah, no, I definitely, and yeah, you're right. I mean, they're usually like super excited and encouraged, and they have like all levels of energy that I don't have anymore since I feel old.
With it.
Yeah, so how should we call them? Like
Early career scientists. I don't know. That seems broad enough.
scientific. Ugh.
Yeah.
Um, no, I think that's an excellent point. Yeah. So, Sarah, can you add that to our like trainee list? I
Uh-huh.
mean, we can also pull that up. I mean, we don't have to work in the slide deck.
Yeah, I was working from the slide deck thinking we were getting something together. At some point we would want to like continue building that slide deck to make it
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we can definitely merge all of that. Yeah, let's do that. We definitely need a pitch deck.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
First point on our on our to-do list.
So many things on the to-do list. Okay, don't be alarmed by my really messy desktop. Okay, here we go.
I finished the surveys. For the second one, I selected no because I don't think I'm an expert yet. Maybe one day I will be, but not yet.
What are you working on right now?
Analyzing like the response to treatment in glioblastoma.
All right. How are you analyzing that?
Just like scanning surgical specimens and seeing if like we can find changes like pre and post treatment.
So is that assessed by H&Es or?
Oh yeah, we're using H&E right now and looking for like, you know, uh, histologic features
Nice.
that may be present in like a group of patients that potentially respond to therapy versus those that don't.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Those specific histologic features kind of written out in a list, or is it a little more like a fishing experiment in which you kind of don't know what you're looking for, but you're just trying to initially categorize?
Sort of both. We're hoping to work with like an AI/machine learning team and, see if there are features that maybe we don't recognize as the phishing aspect, but then like we have like a a set list of features that we're like actively looking at the slides and annotating. So sort of both for the hypothesis.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So um, this is me getting off track from discussing this paper that or this little one pager that I have pulled up here, but um, would it be of benefit to you to have, I think, to me, I want this trainee group to be a tool. I want it to be a tool for myself, for you, for the new members. I want people to look at this group and see its potential to help them do what they want to do. Access a certain pool of knowledge, gain certain feedback on their work, etc. So as we go through this page, I encourage you to consider, while you're looking at it, how can we set it up so you can get the feedback that you want? Like, you'll contact me, I do machine learning in this space, and you'll say, okay, I need to be able to contact people like Sarah and ask them to maybe suggest a model for me to use, help me find all of the online resources that are free and like free server space so I can start like processing my samples or my images in this case, that sort of thing. Good.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
That would be really nice because there are definitely aspects of like I have a couple people here who do something similar but not entirely overlapping. So yeah, it would be great to like have a network of people who are working on various aspects of like some things that are all related to digital pathology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great to hear. So I'm gonna throw in here this comment that we made about, we'll just call them, oops, I have to clear this. All right.
So, Jared, this is, yeah, I mean, I was trained in a different country, and I can definitely say from our end that we have not such a thing as like a regulatory sciences course, although like I said, we're basically like struggling with it every day. Is that something that you at least have in like a partial training, or have you ever gotten in contact with, I don't know, a specific course like that's mandatory for you?
Probably not a course. I would say it would probably be like an hour lecture at most, maybe at some point during residency or medical school.
Yeah.
But probably fairly minimal, but maybe like it was touched upon in a couple of talks. I would say that'd be the extent of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah, and I think I really like what you said, that this, I don't know, should be some sort of a toolbox rather than, yeah, I don't know, you can like download different lectures, which would be great, but this is just another like, yeah, I don't know, like PowerPoints you have to go through, but rather that, for example, I need to write a biosafety report or an IRB or something, and I've never done that before. Like we're the people where we're gonna either know it ourselves or we'll find someone who knows how to do that and who can teach us, So I think this is I mean, I can't teach digital pathology or AI. I barely know a couple of codes, but I definitely know how to write IRBs and things like that. And I think this is like how we're trying to like be as diverse as we can, and then really be, yeah, the toolbox where we can really all pick from.
That's kind of making me think, just offhand, because lately, really in the pandemic, I've started like, I have a random question and I want to throw it out into the ether. So I've started posting on Reddit more, but these smaller little subgroups that are really painfully specific in what they discuss. And I've gotten a lot of great responses and like help with my plants. Like it looks weird. What's going on here? And I wonder if there's like a message board type space that would be beneficial in which you could say, hey, I'm looking for someone in such and such area to help me with slide annotation. I mean, that's what I'm looking for right now.
Mhm.
You can start a digital pathology subreddit.
Yeah. I mean, there might be a digital pathology subreddit, but maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think about a posting board of some sort?
I think it's great. I think it's a lot of work to maintain that. However, it's like I guess once it's settled and up and running, that should be manageable. And I think there's a lot of potential in it.
Do you know?
Or like, would a Twitter account work? Could a Twitter account work in that fashion or no?
I don't know. Yeah, and you just like tweet at the Twitter account.
Or like, yeah, I don't use Twitter that frequently, so I don't really know, but.
Or like a hashtag. That's something that we don't have to moderate.
Right.
Mhm.
You can just do it. I like that. And I like the consideration of less for us. Okay, cool. Well, let's add that in there. Sorry, I'm lagging in my responsibility. Early career scientist. Okay, underrepresented in trainee education. Would you guys add or change this in any way? Why join? We support you in fields that are paramount in leadership roles, but are currently underrepresented in trainee education.
I think that makes sense.
Okay, great. So technical projects, working courses, interactive seminars, networking, career advice, examples. Let's throw it in an example here. Shift time. Oh, how this the education, this group act as a tool, freely accessible tool for all trainees interested in strengthening your skills in regulatory sciences. Something like that. I don't know. This group is including okay. So yeah, then we can have a message board down here, I guess. Message board. Okay. Post we help you.
We could, what we could also do is have, I don't know, like every now and then, like short brainstorm sessions where we could all just meet and then have through an email server, for example, are there particular needs right now that somebody, I don't know, wants to touch base on, and then we could all meet and, I don't know, maybe brainstorm together. Yeah, something like a jour fixe that can be canceled if there's really no need right now, or if it is, then we can do this, I don't know, once a month. Really, I would say only like 15 minutes, but whoever wants to put something on the list where he or she really needs help with or connect right now. I mean, if it's an urgent thing, that you need within a week, I guess that's probably not really, I don't know,
Yeah.
feasible, but
So the
if,
message board could be more for like, I need this one-off thing. I'm looking to make a connection to someone who can help me do this one-off project. And the
Yeah.
brainstorm group sessions would be more tailored toward what's the next greater group offering, what's the next group event, that sort of thing.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah.
Love it.
And then I guess what we have been discussing now, but we should also put that on our list here, are the surveys, or have we already included them somewhere?
No, and I'm wondering what. No, what would you like to say about the survey?
I mean, I see this document right now more as a like as an overview of what we're going to put on the website. So I would just put like a note in terms of distribution or advertisement, or yeah, I guess advertisement of the trainee group, and then I would put the surveys under, and then we can also, so I don't know, put like Twitter, Instagram, whatever, like the modalities that we have discussed.
Yeah, thank you for bringing up that topic. That's great. So we want to we want uniform trainee recruitment.
Yeah.
Sorry, thinking about like normalized data. Yeah, using these surveys.
Mm-hmm. Jared, can I have you a quick feedback for the survey? Was there something you were missing or something that you found irrelevant?
No, I don't think so.
It was literally just me making that up, what we would like to know in order to get our audience a little better.
Maybe like for that part where you like rank the things 1, 2, 3, like why is X more important than, or why did you rank that as 1, or a question like that?
Oh yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Okay. I like that.
Hello, trainees group.
Hello.
Hello.
How is it going?
Really good.
See you working on the document.
Deep in brainstorming. Yeah.
But we're expanding our document. We're talking about advertising. And from the king of marketing himself, what are your recommendations for group advertising? I'd like to
as much value added to the individual, right? How to get a fellowship, how to connect with other people, what you can learn about institutions, getting like unfiltered messages, you know, that's like, I mean, every interview process often contains, hey, let's talk to the trainees. But then, you know, having sort of a network on how does IRB approval work at MGH? Or, you know, how does credentialing work at Yale? And what did you need to do to get HIPAA trained or to get city certified? You know, like all these like practical things that, I don't know, people care about salary and vacation and all this stuff, but there's a lot of like local components that enable you to do things great or are sometimes unsurmountable hurdles, right? I think those things resonate with a lot of people. And then other things like, you know, what does a, you know, I mean, I just remember like when I applied, it's like, hey, what does a CV look like, right? What do you look for in an academic versus an industry CV? And while there are many, many different options, you know, you can Google it, but you know, it's things that worked kind of. And then obviously career advice from the various people that, or branches that you want to go is always like super, I mean, really sort of the practical things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Sarah just I don't know, described the trainees group, and I really love this as a tool or as a toolbox where we want to be able to provide different tools for different people who are in need for exactly what you just named, so that you can have a repository of where you can go and be like, hey, I really need this right now. I mean, it might be something super specific, just like the IRB, for example, or something more, I'm interested in this and I want to learn more about this, more like the training sessions or the expert sessions that we discussed. So I really like the term toolbox a lot. I've already started like making a toolbox on the slide.
Jared, where are you, and what branch of happiness are you pursuing?
Sorry, I was just responding to your chat.
Oh, okay.
But I'm at Brigham and Women's. I'm a second-year neuropathology fellow, and I'm going to continue on after that to do postdoc research in Keith Ligon's lab.
That's awesome. Keith is great.
Yep, he is.
And SH, what about you? Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Hi guys, I'm sorry, I was multitasking. My name is Siba, and this is my first time here. I'm a hematopathologist at MD Anderson, and I've been trying to do some machine learning, to implement some machine learning projects into the world of hematopathology. So I'm talking about lymphomas and leukemias. And I stumbled upon this organization I've been following for a while, and this is actually my first meeting.
Yeah, we still, as you can tell, we're still trying to figure out how to actually navigate and do everything, but consider everything.
Exciting. Yeah, I'm very happy that's happening.
Consider everything fluid. Like if you want to contribute, please just do. This is like supposed to be not receiving, but actually actively participating. So if you have ideas or problems, for example, like, there are some videos on YouTube about how to write a machine learning script, right? Like a code in Python in about 10 lines of code, but that doesn't really get you anywhere, but it works. And, but some of these practical things, I know, Sarah, you spoke about that before, right? Having like really someone who can code, sit down and say, hey, this is how you put images in one file folder, and here's how you write the script and map to it. And then this is your whatever outcome measure, and you want to register to labels, and this is the output, and print an area under the curve or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that would work in an hour if you know how to do it. And I think those things would be the best advertisement, right? To say, bring your 50 images and labels and we write a script together. I would know at least 3 people who could do it. So should stuff like that, like a session like that, I think you would trump the slices of the pies immediately, because all the other people would join as well. But I just wanted to check.
Yeah, I don't know the backgrounds of like what are the backgrounds, your backgrounds, like each one of you, just for me to have an idea, because like I'm not sure.
Sure.
Sarah, you want to start?
Yeah. So I'm at Yale. I'm doing my PhD in computational biology and bioinformatics, a little less bioinformatics, but formally, sure, it's in there. Some omics data. But most of what I look at is image models for images and the validation of those models, and sort of the methods that goes into validation designs. And I'm also working with some EMR data, so doing kind of the same thing and a lot of data standards. And I'm very much in a trainee position in which I'm trying to find pathologists like yourselves who can help me put my technical work into like a clinical context, and people that can help me generate slide labels, those types of things. That's what I'm looking for.
Perfect.
I am a postdoc in molecular pathology here at MGH in Boston. I joined 2 years ago. Originally, I'm from Germany, as you might hear, and I'm a head and neck surgeon. So I have a slightly different background. No, not really pathology background, but I work a lot with 3D tissue cultures right now. So I have a lot of, I think, yeah, histology expertise. And definitely moving to a different country and learning everything from scratch, like how to write your IRB and how to like get through the entire mess, I guess.
No, that's awesome.
Became an expert in that. Yeah, so I really like the idea that we can be as diverse as possible and then really help each other wherever we can. And
yeah. Well, from a pathology point of view, I know some R and Python. I self-taught myself. It was not in my training. So my background is 4 years of residency in pathology, APCP, and then I did a 1-year fellowship in cytopathology, and then a 2 years fellowship in hematopathology. Nothing that has to do with computational science or computer science or anything. It was all self-taught, and this is how I found you guys. Like I was just Googling. I mean, in my head there must be something going on in 2021 with pathology and digital pathology, right? And this is how I found out about all of this. But meanwhile, I already have like some grants in digital pathology, trying to implement digital pathology to solve some lymphoma problems that we have on a diagnostic level. And I was able, like, luckily to recruit like somebody who I think works like Sarah. Yeah. So basically, like, I prepare the slides for him. I design. We both design like I have the question in my mind from a clinical point of view. I kind of like convey it to him. We sit down, brainstorm. How can we solve it? I have a background, so I can sort of understand his language, but not like I'm not an expert by any means. But I can kind of like understand the minimum of his language, and we kind of like were able to come up with like 2 ideas. We have our grants, we're working on them, and I would like to expand more and to kind of like highlight this area in pathology, like for trainees who are actually like going to be graduate as pathologists, to be open to this kind of this kind of things, because it's undeniably the future, and we can contribute. We can give you guys a lot of ideas. We can tell you our struggles, give you ideas, and come up with a lot of cool things, I guess.
Yeah. That sounds absolutely amazing. I posted I thanks for the overview. This is really fascinating. I posted 2 surveys into your chat because I think you don't see it when you join in the middle. So maybe I can ask you to take these. And the first one is if you want to become a member of the trainees group, but at the same time, and I think this is really a fluid state, and you sounded like a true expert on that. And so I'd really like you to take the expert survey as well. And if you would like to, I don't know, give a short overview of what you just like told us, we would really love to have that in like one of our first meetings, maybe that you can present your approach and how you tackle your I don't know, your problems. I mean, that sounds really like
I think, like, I always believe that people who are looking at glass slides, we have a lot of questions going on, and a lot of times we have real struggles. We send our cases to experts all over the country, and I know, like, in where I practice at MD Anderson, it is well, like my department.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. I am not sure if.
Oh, are you a phone call person?
Hi. Yeah. Hi, this is MD Anderson HIMPAS Fellowship Program. I'm the director.
Huh.
We all heard that, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Oh, it might be a phone call on Siva's end, possibly.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I get that. I totally get that. But that sounds really interesting. See, now I'm starting to think that maybe you would want those types of brainstorming type sessions. Siva would speak, for I don't know, however many minutes, 10 minutes or something. Jared, you could speak about your needs and your project for 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we should all, yeah, I think.
Because I also want to know what people's needs are.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I want to hear about the project you're working on because I want to shape my future work around.
Yeah. And Jared, I definitely think that you're an expert too, and you should really take the survey because I think we're gonna be end up really. I mean, we're gonna have, of course, like experts with like, I don't know, 40 years of experience in specifically that field. But an expert, I think, is really every one of us who already like kind of joined or will be joining in some sort of field. And it's really not about like the amount of time that you've spent or I really think we should all like have a couple of introductory lectures or something. And I'm pretty sure that this will already kick off a big discussion and networking effort and everything. I think we'll not have a problem starting with that then.
It's almost like a research in progress type of seminar or research in progress update, informal, come with slides or don't, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes.
I love that.
Whatever you need, and it could be less if that's all you want to say. Yeah.
And Steven, I mean, we talked about that before with Jared.
I don't know if you guys know, but there's USCAP happening this week too.
Yeah. There's a lot of meetings happening. I know.
A lot of meetings happening right now, and I'm trying to get the most out of everything. So I'm sorry about this. But please, like, if you can tell us anything, like how can we connect outside once this is over? Like how can we kind of like re-meet again anytime soon? Like that would be great.
No, and also I think yeah, I really think that we're trying to bridge that gap of that most trainee programs have, that there's really not such a thing as a regulatory science. I mean, we don't want to be a program by any means, but we really want to tackle the hurdles of the regulatory sciences that we are facing every single day. So we want to become, I don't know, somewhat of the expert group that you can turn to if you have like, these are, I mean, we're facing them every day, right? If you have to write an IRB, if you have to do this, or as you were saying, just the questions that you have, like, hey, I have these, like, I have 2,000 slides of H&E, but they all have like different featured nuclei, like there is a pattern, but I can't describe it. Like, can't we build like a machine learning algorithm for that? Like these very specific everyday struggles that we have.
And if I may add, like a lot of time, and I was saying this before I was interrupted. A lot of time when we look at an entity, right, especially in specialized centers, and I was saying like MD Anderson. So we look at an entity, we see a lot of slides, we see a lot of cases, and with time we kind of like develop an understanding that takes a lot of years of expertise to kind of like get there. And this is what happened in my case. So with time, like when you look at a certain disease on a glass slide for a couple of years, you will get a lot of ideas, and at some point you want to translate them into a project. And you know for a fact that whatever we're doing at this point can be automated, but it's hard because we're talking about, like, I'm gonna give an example. If we're talking about lymphomas only, there are at least like 200 types of lymphomas, and they're kind of like distinguished morphologically. So you can imagine like why. So this is why I did training, right? Because you need a couple of years to kind of like, when you look at the microscope, to kind of make a diagnosis. But I know that if you have the expertise, you can teach them to software, and you can have this automated. But there has to be a starting point where you put your expertise with the aid of someone who knows deep learning and machine learning, and create this, engineer an idea. And this is for a certain disease, this will be like a starting point where you can develop on it in the future. And in a couple of years, it will be automated how you diagnose this disease. But I think like what's happening right now, and this is the importance, I guess, of this meeting, is to kind of like bridge these expertise together.
Totally.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
So I just want to say we've scheduled just amongst the three of us, myself, Julia, and our other initial member who is unable to make it today, but we scheduled an intro meeting for next month, April 2nd, as our first like intro trainee meeting. And then the 23rd is our tentative date for our first event. And those will be like in the afternoon. The time, again, is not completely set. Is there a specific time that you guys would prefer? If we have people in Houston and on the East Coast, we'll maybe want something little like.
I'll kind of like, it's exactly what happened today. I'll try to make the time for it. I'll try to prioritize it whenever the time is.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm flexible, but I'll try to make it happen for sure.
Is
Yeah,
like,
I think like you said, the afternoon. So like East Coast afternoon, so that it's, or I don't know, maybe like later afternoon, so that it's midday or afternoon for you all as well.
like 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Let's do the second at 3 p.m.
Siva, can I pick your brain on what you would think would be a good way to advertise just our group more, to make people more aware of our group and that we exist and what our main focuses are? I mean, we discussed things like Instagram, Twitter, the surveys, putting that on the website, but do you have any like more ideas how we could pitch that?
So it really depends on your audience. So if you're targeting pathologists, and I'm going to speak for pathologists because I am one, they're very active on Twitter. There's a big pathology community on Twitter, and I'm personally very active as well. I would definitely use Twitter for that, for pathology, but for other subspecialties, I'm not really sure. But I guess like this is digital pathology, right? Like I guess this takes care of a big portion of your target public.
It is. I think we're like I said, we want to have it mixed, and we definitely want to and Sarah brought that up earlier, we definitely also want to include like early weiß nicht, all like early career scientists, for example, like very young ones that are then not taking really the long academic path, but more like immediately going into companies, or then postgraduate, graduate students, postdocs, residents. I think not, I mean, it will be focused on pathology, I guess, but still we want to be open.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you guys is there a Twitter account for
not yet?
I think there should be, and there should be also a hashtag that is specific. So I know this stuff because I kind of like promote hematopathology as well on Twitter. So I guess like if there's a common hashtag for this organization, or like coming up with a common hashtag where you can just put it there, including hashtag ML, hashtag DL. So whomever is looking for ML is gonna stumble upon this organization as well. Like we're just kind of like looking everything. I think using this method, you can also catch some computer science people, or people who are also very interested in the AI, AI in general, without restricting it to pathology or anything else. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would definitely start with Twitter. If I want to choose one platform among everything, it's Twitter for sure.
You would choose that over Instagram?
Yeah, for sure. It's more professional. I mean, I would also go LinkedIn, but not a lot of people are active there. But Twitter, I know for a fact that there's a big, science community that actually use it because it's short, it's sweet, it's very targeted. So I guess it's a good way to start.
All right. I guess I have to do some homework. I'm the laziest person on Twitter.
It's very useful.
Yeah,
and I
don't use it either.
You guys, if you want to advertise, I know from my own experience, you'll get a lot of, it's a magnet and it works. It's magic somehow. It's linked to a lot of things. You throw in hashtags and you get a lot of people from all over the place.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's definitely what we.
I'm ready to be a convert.
Right.
None of you guys have a Twitter account yet? Or you're not active, I guess.
One, and I think I wrote one tweet.
I guess I have to go through my history first before I reuse that account. I guess we need a professional one.
Yeah, I joined pretty late. Like I joined 2 years ago, but it really helped promote what I do. And it's really helpful. If you want to promote an idea, it's very helpful.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. I think Sarah and I were a little hesitant in the beginning because we were like, yeah, it might be like too much work to maintain that, you know, and if you don't tweet like every 6 hours, people might think that, I don't know, it's not active anymore, like it doesn't work that well. But I guess that's wrong, and I guess you just have to invest some time in it and you'll get a lot of benefits from it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Get ready to tweet, Julia.
If you guys want my personal email, just in case, like I'm more than happy to share it with you.
Yeah.
Wait, just in case I need to leave.
Did you put it into the first survey? Did you take that first survey?
I'm really not sure. I will have to check again, but I'm giving my first name and last name and my email.
Yeah.
And also my Twitter account when you guys create your
That's great. I'll send you the links to the surveys again so you can take that. Like,
yeah, it's perfect.
So it's already in the chat box. Yeah, if you can send me that survey again, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll do that. No problem.
Okay.
Perfect.
Copy item.
So I think we're almost set, right? And I think we almost have to go back to our brief summary.
What about an idea for a hashtag? Hashtag digital.
So I think digital technology exists already, but maybe like so the name of the organization is PIcc, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it will have to be something along these lines. So
I mean, it can't just be PIcc trainee group. I mean, it needs to have the trainee group in it, because we're really not like, yeah, that's what we want to pitch, right? And that's what we want people to know that that's what we are. So we can't just go with PIcc. I don't know. Yeah, it needs to be, I guess it probably needs to be PIcc trainee group.
Yeah. And when you like do this hashtag and then you throw in other hashtags, you will also catch people who are looking for machine learning. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be connected to other stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
You can do it.
So do I have? Did you guys send me that survey?
Not yet.
Okay. If
I did it I posted it in the chat, but I can send you that email later.
Oh, that would be great. Awesome. Okay, that's even.
I'll send you that via email.
Okay.
Okay.
So when do we have to be back? In 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, I guess so. What should we do about? So I guess we'll put together like a registration link for the second. Do you know when our website goes live, Julia?
Sorry, say that again.
When our website goes live?
No, I have no idea.
Hopefully soon, but can we ask you both to look through the website once it goes live, and just like send us some feedback about what you think about it, if it kind of evokes some thoughts around all of the things that we've discussed today, and if it's missing anything, I think that would be super helpful.
Absolutely.
And then Julia and I will put together like a registration link for the event on the 2nd, which would be probably just like a 1-hour meeting. or maybe 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that? Time?
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're maybe, I don't know, already come up with a list or like a schedule, what the next, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 meetings going to be like, if we're going to have subgroups or not yet, or if it's just going to be like basically all members and then we're trying to split up into different like specific topics. I guess, yeah, like this, just a little bit more organized in general. And we hope that we'll have the website somewhat ready by then, that we'll have a couple of like, obviously like more members, responses from the surveys. Maybe we can get the Twitter account up and running by then and go through that.
Yeah, that would be great. I can, I can help with the Twitter thing if feedback or, I'm more than happy. I would be more than happy to do this.
I can give it a shot and I can try my luck and then I'll definitely contact you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything.
More than one person signed in to a common Twitter handle. So like all 3 of us or all 4 of us, multiples of us could help post.
Yeah. And we're all from different backgrounds. So each one of us will kind of like get their own communities, right?
Yeah.
So that should work.
Sharing of the.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you want to give the summary, the 5-minute summary, or should I do that? What do you want?
Whatever. I'm happy to do whatever.
Because I think we have to go back right now.
Yeah. Well, why don't you give it? I gave it last time.
Right. Should we go over? I think for 5 minutes, this is too big. Like the document that we've been working on, I'll just give the first 3 slides of what I just gave for the group, right?
Yeah, but talk about the meeting on the 2nd and then our tentative date for our first event, the 23rd. On the 2nd, our meeting starts at 3 p.m.
The 2nd, our meeting starts at 3 p.m. Maybe while I'm talking, you can post that in the chat. That'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do. Ula contacted me. She said she can say it too. Give a little shout out.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you back.
Guys.